Projects are magnets for recruiters. Your portfolio is your silent salesman. It speaks before you even enter the interview. So let's start adding projects one by one, and today we are adding a strong one. Hey super intelligent people, welcome to this journey where we are going to build a project called Customer Purchase History Analysis. This we will do by completely using SQL. Now, before we start, let me tell you something very important, that this project is super beginner friendly. Even if you come from a non-tech background or you are totally new to SQL, you can absolutely build this project with me step by step. And yes, you will be able to confidently add it to your portfolio by the end. But more than that, I really want you to leave this video with some solid learning and a feeling like, yes, I actually built something real. So here's what we will do. This video is divided into 6 short and clear segments, so you won't feel like boring, overwhelmed, and by the end you will have built a complete end-to-end SQL project. So before we start, please clear the space around you, close your WhatsApp notifications, grab a coffee and try to build this with me while watching. That's the best way to learn. Okay. So here's how we will break this project down. So first one is the introduction, what problem we are solving, basically the why behind this project. Then we will do a schema design. Okay, here we will build 3 sample tables, customers, products and orders. Then we will add the data. In the 4th segment, there will be initialization of SQL analysis. We will write some queries that will be useful to take the insight. Then we will do this business insight segment where we will understand what the data is trying to tell us. And at last, how to present this as a portfolio project like GitHub, LinkedIn, etc. So guys, I hope you all are ready, and let's quickly jump into the part 1 and start building your solid SQL portfolio project. And let's do it together. Alright, so let's start with a simple question. Why are we even doing this project? Well, imagine you are working for a company that sells company products online, customers place orders, and the company wants to know that who are your top customers, which products are selling the most, from which cities are we getting the most orders, how much money are we making every month. Now, to answer these questions, we need to look at the data. And not just look, we need to analyze it using SQL. So in this project, we are going to create a small version of a company's database with customers, products, and orders. Then we will write simple queries just to find the best customers, see which product performing well, and check total revenue and the trends, and like these many other queries as well. So basically we are learning how a business can make smart decisions using just SQL and some simple data. And by the end you will be able to proudly say, I built a real world project. Now come to the schema part. Okay, now that we understand the problems we are solving, let's move on to building the base of our project. That is the schema. Now the question comes, what is a schema? So you can think of a schema like a blueprint of your database. Okay, it's a blueprint of our database. It basically tells the system what tables we have, what kind of data will go into each table, and how the tables are connected, with each other. In our project, we are going to create 3 simple tables. So let's have a quick look over the table part. So first table is the customer table. This table stores the information about the people who are buying. In this table, you can see the ID of the customer, okay? Every customer contains their unique ID. Then the first name of the customer, last name, email of the customer, then the city to which they belong, and then the sign up date. Alright. Similarly, we have second table, which is products table. Now, what is happening in this table? So this table keeps all the products the company sells. What we can see in this table, it contains the information about the product ID. Each product must have their unique identity, okay, which is product ID. Then the name of the products, then the category to which they belong, and their prices. Alright, now the third table is about the orders. This is called orders table, and this table stores what? All purchases made by customers. It is basically carries the information about the orders. So it may have order ID, order date, customer ID, product ID, and the quantity. In this table, the order ID column will contain the unique values in each row. Okay. Now, question is, how are these tables connected? So the order table connects everything. Okay. It tells which customer ordered which product on what date and in what quantity. Okay, we use customer ID and product ID, customer ID and product ID to join the tables later in our query. See, here order tables contain what? Here order table contains customer ID and product ID, and now we will see that this customer ID is also there in this customer table. Okay, so by this we can join this customer table with the order table. Similarly, this product ID is also there in this product table. Okay, so with the help of this product ID, we can join this products table with what? With this orders table. Okay, so by this way we can join all three tables with the help of customer ID and product ID, as it is common here in this order table. So order table has a crucial role here. Now, what are we going to do? Right now, we will do simple things. We will firstly write SQL to create these three tables: order, customer, and product table. Okay, then we will insert some data into them. That data will not be too big. It is just enough to analyze. Only such data we will insert there. Then once that's done, we will have our full setup ready to run our SQL queries. Alright, so let's start this thing. Now I am opening my SQL workbench, and then after clicking over here, and now I have opened my SQL workbench. Okay, here you can see all the schemas, and this is the file area. Okay, so as our project is about the customer purchase history analysis. Okay, it is customer purchase history analysis. So I'm going to name the database with CPHA. Alright, I hope it's clear. So now question is how to create the database. You can see here so many databases. As you can see, there is one database called employee. Okay, then this employee database contains some tables also. Here there is one table called employees. Okay, then you have another database which is called pizza sales. In pizza sales there are some tables, like there are 5 tables. All right, so to create these tables that we have just seen, the order table, customer table, purchase table, we firstly need to create one database. All right, so how to create? We have to write create, this is the syntax. We firstly we firstly need to write the create, then the database, okay, and then the name of that database. So I'm keeping the name is CPHA. So CPHA is our database, okay, and then we have to put the colon. Now let's run it. After running it, we need to refresh it from here, and after refreshing we can see that CPHA database has been created. Okay. Now, once we start doing any project inside any particular database, this database will get highlighted with the bold. Right now, it is like others database, it is not highlighted in bold. So, we have to firstly instruct the SQL that highlighted because I'm going to do work in this database. So, for that, we need to write use. Okay. Use. Now, the name of the database. After running this, you can see that now it is highlighted. Okay, it means the work that we are going to do will come under this database. Fine, so this is all about how to create a database. Now, second point comes to create the tables inside this database. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create our table 1, which is customers table. Okay, customers table creation. Now, how to create any table? So for that, firstly, we need to give the columns one by one, and not only the columns. In front of the column name, we have to write the data type of that column, like what kind of data we are going to insert. Okay, it can be integer, it can be the decimal, okay, it can be varchar, so on. And then if there is any constraint, like if any specific rule we want to apply on that column, that also we will mention here. Now see you guys what I am saying basically. So I am going to create table. So we have to write create table and then the name of that table. So our first table is customers. Okay. Now, opening of this parenthesis and the game starts now. Means we are going to enter all the name of our columns. So first one is customer ID. Now, the data type of this customer ID column. See. Here you can see this is the customer table. So first column is what? Customer ID. Then first name. So I have written customer ID. Now the data type of this customer ID, what? That we have to mention. So is integer. We will write int. Then we will put first name. Then we will write last name and its data type. Then email data type. Then city with data type. And then the date also. So let's do it. Customer ID and its data type is integer. Now if any specific rule that we want to apply here. So yes, customer ID is a unique valued column. Okay, so here I am giving it as a primary key. If the column contains unique value, then we can consider it as a primary key. Okay, now the second column was the first name. So first name data type is varchar. If you have any confusion about the data types, then a separate video about the data type is there in the playlist. Link is given in the description as well, guys. You can check it. Okay, now the third one is last name and its data type is also varchar 40, comma. Then the column was email. Email is also varchar 80. Okay, and then the name of the city. This is also varchar. Now, the last column was created at. And created at's data type is date. Okay, now it's time to close this parenthesis and then the colon. Here you can see the cross is coming. It's mean we did some mistake and it was some spelling mistake. Now let's run this. After running, we have to refresh, and once we refresh, then we can see our customers table has been created. Now once we click over this icon, which is table icon, we can see our dummy table is here. Alright, now we can create the table which is orders table. Firstly, create the products table. Then one by one we will write all the column names. So first one is product ID and its data type is integer, and this is primary key. Then the name of the product and its data type is varchar. Let me copy this varchar from here and we will paste it everywhere. Okay, it's varchar. After name we have category, it is also varchar, and then we have unit price and it is in decimal, 10,2. Here 10 belongs to the total number of digits and 2 means what? Digits after decimal. Okay, this is it. Now close this parenthesis and run it. And after refreshing, we can see products table has also been created. Now the time to create the third table, which is orders table. And to create this, we firstly need to write create table, then the name of the table. Now we will put all the columns one by one along with their data type and constants. So first one is order ID and its data type is integer, and the constant which we are using here is primary key, as this column contains what? The unique values. Now the next column was order date, and order date data type is date, then it's customer ID and it's integer, then it's products ID. So product ID is also integer, then the quantity and it's integer, and here we will use one constant which is called check. So this check does what? It basically used to satisfy some condition. So here the condition that I'm going to put it like, if quantity is greater than 0, then only insert the value. Okay, if quantity is greater than 0. Now another constant that we will use, it's the foreign key, and for that we will write constant foreign key customer. We are basically given the name of this constant, which is foreign key customer, and then we have to write it foreign key. The name of the foreign key is here customer ID, and then we have to give from which table we are taking it. So it is called references. So references is the customers table, customer ID column. Okay. Now another constant, and I'm giving the name it as FK product, because this foreign key is taken from the product table. So I'm giving it as FK product. Now we have to write foreign key and then the name of the foreign key column, which is product ID, and then we have to give the references from which this column has been taken. So it has been taken from the products table. So I'm writing here products, and the name of the column is the product ID. So in products table, product ID is a reference. Now close this bracket, parenthesis, and then the semicolon. Alright, so here you can see one cross, it means we did some mistake. Okay, here one comma is missing. Alright, now let's run this. And here you can see all our 3 tables have been created. Now it's time to insert the data into these tables one by one. So here what I will do, I will show sample 2 rows. So basically I will insert 2 rows. Okay, then after that the remaining data I will copy and paste. All the data and the details will be given in the description. So you can also check from there, and if you want then you can insert manually, or you can also do the same like copy pasting all the data. And then we will proceed to our further query part. Okay, so let's start inserting data. Okay, so how to insert the data? For that we need to write insert. The syntax is to insert, then into, and then the name of the table. Okay, so I'm going to insert the data firstly in customers table. So I will write customers, and then we have to write values. Okay, now opening of the parenthesis, and then we will write all the values in a sequential manner. We will write all the values in a sequential manner. Like, first of all, we need to write the value of customer ID, then the first name, then last name, then email and city, and then the created at date. Okay, so the customer ID is 1 here, and I'm writing the name as Asha. It is first name. Okay, then last name Rao, and then the email ID, which is asha.rao@gmail.com. Now we will insert the value of city, so it is Mumbai. Then the date, so it is 2024, first month and the 15th. This is our first row. Now it's time to fill the second row. So customer ID is 2, then the name is Ben, first name is Ben, and last name is Kapoor. Then email ID is ben.k@gmail.com. Then the city is Delhi. And then the date is 2024 02/10. Okay, now after that I'm going to paste all the data. It will save our time and we can proceed to our further queries. I have copied all the data and now I am pasting it here. Okay, so this is all our data for the customer table. Now let's run this. And after running, let's check how our customers table look like now. So here all data is there, right? All data you can see. Similarly, we will insert the data in our second table, which is products table. Okay, so for that, insert data into products table. Okay, now for that, what we have to write? We have to firstly write insert into, and then the name of the table, so it is products, and then we have to write values. Okay, and then opening of the parenthesis. Now the first column was the product ID, so it is 101, and then it is wireless mouse, then its category electronics, and then its price, which is 550.00. This was the first row. Now it's time to fill the second row, and second row ID is 102, and it is Bluetooth keyboard. Its category is also electronics, and then its price. Okay, so by this we have filled our 2 rows. Now I'm going to paste the remaining rows. Okay, otherwise video will be very long. Okay, now let's run it. Now after refreshing, you can see that our product table has also been inserted with the data. Here we have all our rows. Alright. Now it's time to insert for the table 3 and insert into which table? Into orders table. Now for that also, now I'm going to copy paste everything. It will definitely save our time for this video. You guys can do it manually or you can also copy or paste it. Alright. Now after pasting the data, let's run this. Okay. Now here is our look. So we have put all the data in this orders table. Okay. Fine. Now it's time to run our queries one by one. For that, I'm going to open a new file. Now, let's start with our query number 1. So it's time to write the queries, and our query 1 says to get the total orders placed per customer. Okay. So basically here we have to find the order placed per customer. We have to group it by the customer. Whatever data we want it in customer wise. See, we have this customers table, okay, where we can see customer ID, and we have one orders table also. Now we have to count the number of orders but customer wise. Okay, suppose there is customer whose ID is 1. So how many times he has placed the order? This is 1 time. Okay, this one row, 1 time, then 2 times, and then 3 times. So basically what we are doing here, we are counting the rows and customer wise we are counting. First of all, we are looking for customer ID 1 only and we are counting the rows, right? So how can we achieve our query? We have to simply use the group by. Means we are instructing SQL that firstly count the number of rows for the customer ID 1, then for the customer ID 2, and so on. So here we will basically use group by. Now the whole query, how we will write. So before writing the code, guys, firstly let's have a quick look over the sequence. This will be very helpful throughout. So the sequence is like this. Firstly we need to write the select. In this select we give the name of the columns. Then we write from. In from, we need to give the name of the table. Okay. And after from, we have to write where for the filtration. Okay. Where customer ID 1, show that rows only, like this. And then after where, we use the group by. Okay. Which we will use in this query. And after group by, we use having. And then after having, if there is any limit. So this is a basic sequence, you can say. We follow this order while writing the code part. Okay. Now let's write. So first of all, we have to write select here. And here we have to write those column names that we want in our output window. Okay, that we want in our output window. So what we want in our output window? We want the total orders placed. So basically we want to count the rows. So here we have to write count all rows. This asterisk sign says all rows. Okay. Now I'm giving it one alias name, which will be the name of the column. It is order count. Okay. And then we want it customer wise. So we have to write customer ID here. Fine. This is our name of the columns. Now, the second thing is we have to give the name of the table from which we are extracting this data. So we are extracting is from the orders table. Now, in third place, we will write group by because SQL making groups and then extracting the data. So first group is customer ID 1, second group is customer ID 2, likewise. Okay, so group by what? Group by customer ID. All right, I hope it's clear till here. Now, one comma is extra. Here we cannot put any comma. Okay, now let's run it. Fine. So this is our result. So we have customer ID 1. For this customer ID 1, there were 5 orders. He simply has placed 5 orders. Customer ID 2 placed 4 orders and so on. Alright, now come to our query number 2, and it says to get the total quantity purchased per customer. Here also we have to get the data customer wise, but this time we will not simply count the rows, because total quantity cannot be obtained by counting the rows simply. For that we need to sum these quantities. Like for customer ID 1, see, like for customer ID 1, quantity is 2. Again 1, quantity is 3. So total quantity, how will we get this? We have to add it. So total quantity is 5 for customer ID 1. Let's see. So here one more customer which is with ID 1, and its quantity is 1. So we have to add again, and it is 6, and we have to count the whole table likewise. Okay. So for that we need to use what? We need to use here sum instead of using count. So let's write select customer ID and then sum of what? Of quantity column, and then the name of, which is alias name, it is total units. This will reflect in our output window. Then the name of the table from which we are getting this data, and then we have to use the group by. Okay, group by what? Customer ID. Alright, now let's run this. And this is our output window. Here you can see the total units which we have given. This name we have given here, right? And this is the customer ID. So customer ID 1 has purchased total 9 units. Customer ID 2 purchased total 5 units. Customer ID 3 purchased total 20 units, and so on. Okay. Now come to our query number 3, and it says to get the revenue per customer. Now question is how to get the revenue. Fine. So we have to get the basic formula for the revenue firstly. So we can get the revenue if we can multiply the quantity with the unit price. See, the quantity. Okay. Suppose customer ID 1 has placed customer ID 1 has placed total 9 units. Okay. Now what are the price of these 9 units? Once we will multiply this 9 with the price, we will get the total revenue. Okay. So to get the total revenue, we might need another table also, which is product table, because unit price is given here in this table. Okay. So we have to multiply what? We have to multiply the quantity from orders table with the price from this product table. So here, so many terms, so many concepts we are going to use in this particular query, and it will be a very interesting query. Now, first of all, select the column. Okay. So I'm going to select customer ID column. See, as I told you, there will be use of 2 tables. So when there will be use of 2 tables, we cannot simply write customer ID like this. Okay. We have to give the name of the table also. So this customer ID is available in the customer table, and I am defining customer table with this C symbol. Okay. I'm defining the customer table with the C symbol. Just see, slowly you will get to know what I am doing basically. Okay. Now, what else we want in the output window? We want the customer name also. Okay. Along with the customer ID, we want customer name also. So to get the customer name, see, customer is here in 2 parts, first name and the last name. So I am going to join both of them. Okay, like Asha and Rao, they come together in the output window. So how to obtain this? So for this we need to use the concat function. So I'm writing here concat. Now, first name, what columns we have to concat? We have to concat here first name and the last name. So I'm writing first name with the last name. Okay. If we will write it like this, then the output will be Asha Rao. There will be no space in between, but we want a space, right? So we will give one more thing, and that is called a space, like this, and comma and this. Okay. Fine. But this is not enough, as we are using 2 tables here. So we have to also mention the table from which we are getting this column. So it's C dot first name, C dot last name. All right. I hope it's clear till here. Now, after concatenation, I'm giving the name of that column as customer name. Is it fine till here? Okay. What else we want in the output window? We want the sum of what? Quantity multiplied with the unit price. This is how we can evaluate revenue, right? Okay. Now, this quantity again is in which table? So it is an orders table. So for order, I am defining it as O. So we have to write O dot quantity, and then this unit price is in which table? So it is in product table. So I'm defining it with P. So we have to write P dot unit price. Okay. Now, and in the output window, I want this formula as revenue name. Means the name of the column will be revenue. So I'm giving it alias name revenue. Now, all these data are available from different tables. So we will write here from orders table. And here we have to define this table with O and joining it. So join with customers table. Okay. And customers table is defining with C. Now, when we are using join, then we have to explain here on what basis we are joining. So we have to write here on what basis. So on where orders table customer ID is equals to customers table customer ID. Okay. Again, we are joining it with product table. So products is defined by P and join on what basis? So on where orders table product ID is equal to products table product ID. This is it. Okay. This is all about the joining. Now we have all three tables with us. Okay, fine. But one more thing we have to do, which is group by. We want the result customer wise. So we will write here group by C dot customer ID. And then I am using here order by revenue. Okay, order by revenue. And in the descending order means the highest revenue come at the top. So this is the whole code we are using here. And let's run it. Okay, O dot customer ID, we have to give the underscore. Now run it again. So this is, you can see guys, for customer ID 3, it is the highest revenue, which is 30,920. For customer ID 5, Isha Shah, the revenue is this. I hope it's clear. If still any problem, you can go back and watch this particular query again. Still, if you face any problem, then you guys can comment below in the comment box. I will be happier to serve you. Okay. Now come to our query number 4, and it says to get the monthly revenue trend. Okay. We want monthly revenue trend. So guys, here we want the revenue again, but month wise. Okay. For that, we firstly write select, and then we have to select the revenue part. So how to calculate the revenue? We just saw. So to calculate the revenue, we have to multiply the quantity with the unit price and then take the sum of them. Okay, month wise, but here. Okay. So firstly, I am writing sum of quantity and unit price. Okay, and I'm giving one alias name, which is revenue. Okay, so again, quantity and unit price both are into different tables. So we have to mention here that quantity is available in the orders table and price is available in the products table. So I will write here O dot Okay, and here p dot. So this is all about the revenue part. Now we want the monthly trend. So how to extract the month from the date? Okay, as we can see, we have one date column also. Here order date column is here also, right? So here we have to extract the month part. How to do that? We simply have to write date format. We are basically changing the format of the date, and using this format we will get the month and year only. So on which column we want to apply this date format? We have to write the name of the column. So I am writing here order date. Okay, and the format is like this: percentage of year dash percentage of month. This is the format. As month, the name of the column will be month here. Okay, comma. These are the things that we want in our output section. Now we have to get these datas from the orders table as well as from the products table. So join with the products P, here O. Okay, on which basis? So on where orders table product ID is equal to products table product ID. Alright, now we have to use the group by. So we want this data monthly. So I am here writing here group by month, and then order by. Order by again month. Okay, and get it in descending order. Now after running this, we have our data month wise, and here in the result section we are seeing only month of 6. Okay, why we are seeing only month of 6? Because while inserting the data we put the value of June month only, which is month 6. That's why we are getting this result. If there were more months, then all months will be shown here like this. Okay, so now come to our query 5th, which is saying to get the top selling products. Okay, top selling products. Now how to get the top selling products? So for that, what we need to select? We need to select the product, because it is about the products. It is saying top selling products, so it is about the products. Fine, so we are here writing product name, then the sum of quantity, which is from the orders table, as unit sold. Okay, now from which table? So from orders table, defining it with O, and then join it with the products table, defining it with P. Okay, on what basis? So on where orders table product ID is equal to products table product ID. Okay, now we have to group by. We have to use group by. Group by what? Product name, because we want the top selling product. So we have to use the groups of the different products. So here it will be written as P dot product name, and then we will use order by units sold. Okay, and we will use here descending order. Now the limit, we want the top selling products. So let's get the top 5 selling products. So here I am using 5. If we want to get the top 5, top 10, then we will use this limit, and then whatever rows we want, we will write the number of rows here, and then let's run it. Okay, some spelling mistake here, and it is products. Let's run it again. Okay. Units sold. Okay, spelling mistake. Okay, fine. So here we have with our top 5 rows. So the portable speaker, 17 units sold. Okay, so top selling product, the list is here. Okay, now come to our query number 6, and it says to get the products never ordered. How to get this now? The products that never ordered. It means in this product table, okay, in this product table, there are product IDs. Okay, and if any of these product ID is not listed in this orders table, it means that product ID's order have never been taken place. Okay, so for that, what we have to write? We have to write select. What to select? Select the product ID. Okay, what else? Select the name of the product also. From which table? So from products table. Okay, where, just a second, it's only name. Okay, where product ID, okay, not in orders table, but we cannot simply write here orders table. For that, we need to write the subquery. And how to write subquery here? So that we will get the list of all the products whose orders have been taken place. So we have to write here select, okay, and then what to select? Product ID. From which table? From orders table. This is it. And here it should be distinct. Means don't repeat the product ID. Whose orders once taken place, it means it's taken place. No need to repeat it. So we are using a distinct also. Okay, distinct product ID. Okay, now this is it. So let's understand one more time. So we have selected here product ID and the name of the product. From which table? So from the products table, where we are putting one condition here, where product ID is not in this list. And this list says what? To get the product ID from the orders table. Simple. Now let's run it. So here we have all the products which are not in the orders table. It means there is no order placement for such products. Okay, fine. Now come to our query number 7, and it says to get the average basket size. Okay, and per customer. So average basket size per customer. So it means basket size means what? The number of quantity. Okay, quantity orders per customer. But we wanted this time the average size. So for that, we need to simply write select. And we will use an average function of what? Of quantity. Okay, one alias name for this, which is as average quantity. Okay, now from which table? So from orders table, and then group by customer ID. This is it. Now let's run it. And here we have the average quantity. See, there is only single column. We want to get the customer ID column also. So after comma, we have to write and select the customer ID as well. Now run it again. And here we have the average quantity order customer ID wise. Okay, which is average basket size per customer. Okay, now come to our query number 8, and it's saying to get the total revenue by product category. Total revenue by product category. Now we want the revenue category by. Simple. So we have to write select. Okay, what to select? Select the category, and then we are summing what? Quantity into unit price. Okay, now whatever sum will come, let's make it in a round number. So for that, we are using round function, and we have to give the digits that we want after decimal as revenue. It's the name of the column. Now from which table? So from orders table, and there will be a need to join because quantity and unit price both are in different tables. So we want to join it with the products table. Okay, on what basis? On where we have to define this also, orders with O and products with P. Here also O dot and here also P dot. Okay, and category is in which column? So it is in product column. So we will write here P dot. Okay, so on which basis? So on where products table product ID is equal to orders table order ID. Product ID. I hope it's clear, guys. Okay, next what? Next we have to use the group by. Okay, because we want it category wise. Okay, category wise. So we will write here category, and then I'm also using order by descending because I want to get the highest revenue at the top row. Now let's run it. Quantity, spelling mistake, O dot quantity. Where is O dot quantity? Quantity. Now let's run it again. So here we have the revenue product category wise. Okay, for electronics category there is total revenue this 87,380.00. As we have written here round, and then after comma we have written here 2. It means after decimal there should be 2 values. Okay, that's why it is coming like this. Okay, now this is time to do our 9th query. Now this query is to get the daily orders and revenue for a given week. We want this revenue and daily order for a particular week. Okay, and this week is from 6th June, from 7th June to 13th June. Okay. June to 13th June. We want the data for this week only. So for that we need to select the order date firstly because it is about the date. And then we will count all rows as orders. Later we will use the group by function or date wise. Okay, we want the group function. We use the group function date wise. So I'm counting all the rows here as orders, and now sum also, sum of what? We want the revenue. So that's why we will do the sum of quantity into unit price as revenue. Okay, fine. So again we have to write here O dot, here P dot. And this order date is an orders table, so here O dot. From which table? So from orders table. Now I'm going to use join here. Join with the products table P and here O. Okay. Now we have to write on what basis? So on where orders table product ID rows are equal to products table product ID. Now I'm going to use one filter. So where order date between, okay, between what? Between this. So we are going to write this date. This date signifies that particular week. So here remove, and we have to mention the date in inverted commas. And then we have to write and here, okay, inverted comma for the second date. And this is the proper syntax. like this we have to write. Okay, and we want all these data date wise, so I'm writing here group by order date. This is it. Okay, now let's run it. So here we have the total order and revenue date wise for this particular week only. Easy, guys? Okay. So the key to behave like a professional and be so fluent is practice. The more you practice, the more it will be easy for you to obtain the results from different queries, to analyze your data, to extract the insight from the data. So the key is practice only. Firstly, you have to copy the practice, means right, like I am doing it for you. You can take it as a reference and you can do the same way what I am doing. And later, when your mind will get trained on this, then you can do it on your own also. It's not that big deal, guys. It's very, very easy. Trust me. Okay. So now come to our query number 10. And this query says to get the average order value. Okay. So how to get the average order value? For that, we need to write select, and then we will use the round function. And this round function will give the result till 2 digits after decimal. Now here we have to mention on which we want to apply this round function. So we want to apply on where sum of quantity multiplied with the unit price divided by count of order ID and all the unique order ID. That's why I'm using here distinct order ID. When we will count all the order IDs, then we can easily calculate the average. See how we calculate the average. We firstly count the price, total price. Okay, then how many orders have been taken place? We will count those rows. Suppose there are total 5 order IDs, and then if we will divide this total price, total revenue with the number of orders, which is 5, then we will get what? We will get the average revenue, average order value. This is it now. Okay, so how we will, okay, so how we can get this average value? What is the formula basically we are applying here? See here, in the orders table, there are different order IDs. Okay, so how many orders IDs are there? We simply have to count the rows. Okay, suppose there are total 30 rows. Now we want average order value. Okay, suppose the total order value means total revenue we will get by this formula, and suppose it is 50,000. Okay, so how we can calculate the average? Simply divide this 50,000 with this number of rows, which is 50. So 50,000 divided by 50 will be equal to 10,000, and that is our average revenue or average order value. This is it, and this is what we are doing here. Firstly, we have calculated the revenue, then we do this. Then we did the sum of this revenue, and then we have divided it with the count of the rows. Okay. Fine. Now we are giving it one alias name, which is average order value. From which table? So from orders table, and we have to join it with the products table. On which basis? So on where orders table product ID is equal to products table product ID row. Now let's run it. So here we have the average total value, which is 2547.74. Why this 0.74 came here? Because we have written here 2 after this comma. This 2 means the result till 2 places after the decimal. Okay. Now it's time to find the business insights. How to get the insights, whatever query we have written, whatever codes we have written, why we were doing all these things, only to get the insights, right? So that we can take some decisions which will be helpful for our business. So to make some important business decisions, we should know how to extract the insights from our queries. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to keep all your queries along with you so that you can compare. So our first query was the total order placed per customer. Okay, we have to get the, what we had to get the, we had to get the total order placed per customer. Okay, so how can you read the result? You should know how to read your result. What you can do, you can sort your result in the descending order, and then you can find the top three or bottom three. Okay, like in this case where we have counted the orders per customer, what we have taken the insight, what we have seen that Asha Rao placed 12 orders, okay, which were 4 times more than the average customer. Okay, so she is a power user worth nurturing. Matlab means this user is important for us, this customer is important for us. All right, now come to our second query. Second query was to get the total units per customer. So now we look at the total number of products bought by each customer. Some people place many small orders, some orders buy in bulk, and then like identifying bulk buyers can help us create volume based discount or special packages for them. Okay, so how can we read our result? We have to compare to order count. Okay, like high units but few orders, it means they are bulk buyers. High unit but few orders means they are bulk buyers. Simple. So here the insight that we are extracting is like customer ID 15 bought the 48 units, okay, in only 6 orders. They buy in bulk, consider volume discounts. It means they bought the product in bulk, so we can give them discount. Simple. We can give them discount. You know, there are many offers, like if you will purchase amount more than 20,000, then you will get this discount, and then or you will get this product in free. It is simple, same. Okay. Now our next query was about the revenue per customer. Okay, so there is one pattern called Pareto pattern, which is 80 by 20. What happened here, like how much revenue each customer brings in. Okay, what happened here, you will often find that 20% of your total customers contribute to 80% of your sales. 20% of your total customers contribute to 80% of your sales. It is called the Pareto principle. Okay, so we can look at Pareto 80 by 20 pattern. So here top 20% of customers generate 70%, 71% of revenue. Okay, you can see. So these are patterns which are very helpful to find the insights. Okay, we have covered 3 queries here till now. Now it's time to get the query number 4. So our fourth query was about the monthly revenue trend. Okay, it is about the monthly revenue trend. Now we have to watch the line, whether it's up, flat or down. Which line they are talking about when we will draw the chart. This charting part means visualization part I will do in the next projects, because there will be need of Power BI as well. So firstly I want to introduce Power BI to all my viewers, then after that I will introduce the Power BI part also. So they are basically talking about the chart. Okay, watch the line, up, flat or down. So revenue jumped 45% from May to June after summer promo campaign. Suppose there is monthly revenue trend, like from June to the July, there is trend like this. Okay, it means 45% this revenue jumped, 45% hike is there. So we have to know the reason. There will be several reasons behind this. Okay, so I have written this just to give you guys some example, like this hike or this jump might be because of the summer promo campaign. There can be any other example which are really going in your company. Okay, now come to our fifth query. It is top selling product. So we have to note the percentage share of the top product. Okay, the percentage share of our top product. Like in our result, wireless mouse. There was wireless mouse. Wireless mouse accounts what? 18% of all units sold. So we can say it is our hero SKU. Every product have their SKU, right? It means we have to keep this product in stock. See how beautifully we have obtained this very important information. Alright, now come to our query number 6, and this was about the products that never ordered. Okay, so how can we read our result? We can analyze it. Why aren't they selling? Why aren't they selling? Because of the wrong price or what? What can be the reason? Okay, now what insight we are getting? So 5 products have 0 sale. In our project, 5 products have 0 sale, including wall mounted whiteboard. It means there is a need to review the pricing or visibility. Okay, in short, we have to now focus on these 5 products also. What is the reason behind this, that they are not getting ordered, right? Okay, now come to our query number 7, and query number 7 was to get the average basket size per customer. So by this we can simply compare the customer segments, high versus. It means what? It means our average basket size was 3.2 units. And there are some customers who are giving 6.1 also average. Okay, so there is a possibility that they are wholesale buyers, right? So by checking the average basket size, we can easily get our wholesale buyers. Right, now come to our query number 8, and it was about the revenue per category. So by this we can simply rank our categories. Like electronic categories drive what? Drive 62% of total revenue. Okay, 62% of total revenue is given by this electronic category. Okay, now come to our query number 9th. So query number 9 was to get the daily orders and revenue for that particular selected week. So for that we have seen that June 10 saw a spike of rupees 9,000 revenue right after email blast. Come to our query number 10, and it is average order value. So average order value, it can be compared to industry benchmark. Like our overall average order value is 1,245. Now target for quarter 3. Target for quarter 3 we can put it as 1,500 average. Okay, so by this we can simply focus on how to increase the sales and how to increase that average order value. This will definitely help our industry and give a good benchmark. Okay guys, so this is all about the insight. Okay, you have built the full project with me, which is very amazing work. But now comes the most important part, presenting it like a professional so that it becomes a recruiter magnet. Okay, so now let me quickly show you how to put this project on GitHub, LinkedIn, and your resume to boost your chances of getting hired. So first of all, let's save our work on GitHub. So for that, firstly, you have to log into your GitHub account, and after that, you can see the new option is here. Once you will click over here, then you will see this window, and here they are asking for the repository name. So I am giving this repository name as customer purchase project 1. Okay, fine. Now, if you want to give any description, then you can give the description here. Now, you simply create repository. Okay, now our repository has been created. What is the next step? How to put all the work here? Now you have to go back to your mysql workbench, and we will save this work. Okay, so this is the first part that I am saving, and I am saving it here, and I'm writing the name as schema design, schema.sql, simple, right? Now let's save it. Okay, now the second file, which is about the query part. So this I'm saving, Control S, and I'm saving it as query.sql, right? So both the files has been saved. Now open the GitHub account, And here you can see it is written creating a new file or uploading an existing one. Okay, so I am clicking over here, uploading an existing one. So I will click over here, choose your file. So these are the two SQL files that I'm going to store it on GitHub. So first one was the schema. I'm clicking over the schema and you can see schema has been uploaded. Now the next file, which is query, and it is also uploaded. Now you have to click over here, commit changes. Okay. Okay, so now you can see here customer purchase project and your two SQL files have been saved here. Alright, this is how you can store your work on the GitHub. Now, it's come to the point how to present it on LinkedIn. So for the LinkedIn purpose, you can open your Canva and there are many project templates, various presentation templates available on Canva. You can open simply that and then you can create your slides one by one. So at the first slide, what you can do, you can write your project overview. Okay, what is your project all about? This thing you have to do on your own. Then the second is about the database schema. What was all your schema? You have to explain it in a very simple and short language. Then your queries, you can take the screenshot of your queries. Like once you open your mysql, then you have to simply take the screenshot of this part. See, I have installed one snipping tool, and using this snipping tool I simply take this screenshot like this. Okay, so this screenshot is available to me. Now I'm copying this now I am copying. Now you can paste it on your Canva slide. This is the query and code part. You can paste the result part as well. See, like the result that we get, run it again, and this is the result that we get, right? So use the snipping tool once again, and this time simply take the screenshot of this portion and copy it, and now paste it here. So you can show your result as well here. Okay, this is the query part, this is the result part. And by doing this, in the end, you can show your business insights the way I showed. In the same way, you can also show it. You can, if you know the Power BI, then you can use the charts as well. They are very helpful and they are very attractive and interactive. You can use them as well. And then there will be some slides about the business insight. Okay, then in the end, what you have to write, you simply have to summarize what you did, what basically you have learned in this project. So this is it, this is the way, and then you can save it simply in the PDF form. And after saving your work, you have to store this work in your drive and you can showcase it to your LinkedIn account now. Okay, what you did. So this is it for this video, guys. See you soon with the new project and new spicy queries. Take care till then, bye bye, and keep practicing.